guys, so today I want to do something a little bit different. You might have seen on my blog, if you do follow it, that I did last night the TMI or Too Much Information tag. The first question will be slightly different because I completely forgot to film it last night, so I filmed it today. Outfit is different. It's all good. So the first question that was on the TMI tag was, what are you wearing? I'm going to show it in a box, magical box in the corner, what I'm actually wearing. But I'm wearing a white and black polka dot shirt from Asda, and I am wearing a black skater skirt from New Look, and I'm also wearing my favourite House of Fraser shoes, which are these tan boots, and they have all these little multicoloured laces and fur inside, and they are so good, especially when it's slightly colder. The second question, have you ever been in love? I'm only 24 years old. I wouldn't say, this is difficult if he's watching, but I wouldn't say that I'm in love with my boyfriend. We do love each other, but I think we're too young and we're too fresh in the relationship as well, because we've not even been going out for a year and a half yet, to really know if we are the right people for one another. We might get married, we might have kids, we might live together after I finish uni, but it is a complete maybe at the moment. Question number 3, have you ever had a terrible breakup? Yes, I think everybody has had a terrible breakup at some point along the line. My worst was probably when I broke up with my boyfriend, who I at the time had been with for 4 years, and we broke up when we went on, it wasn't really a holiday, it was a competition that I was at, and we just happened to be in Torquay for a couple of days and with some friends, and we broke up on the last day, or rather I broke up with him, and he didn't take it too well at all. He persisted to take his keys out of his pocket and scrape them the entire length of my car boot. Yeah, needless to say, at the time I was 19 years old and my parents weren't too impressed. I also had quite an entertaining breakup. That sounds really bad to say, but it was entertaining in the sense that he was a complete and utter moron, for lack of a better word, and he decided when we broke up that he was so traumatised by the experience that he would get his mum to drive the 100-mile trip, round trip from Manchester to Leeds, and bring his things, bring my things rather, down from his flat to my car, because he wouldn't let me in the building and he didn't want to come out of the building. One of my best friends, Nikki, was with me at the time, and we persisted to make a turtle costume out of a kids paddling pool while we were waiting, just as an extra added entertainment factor on that one. Question number 4, how tall are you? I am 165 centimetres tall. I am just a little bit over 5'6". Yeah, 5'6", pretty darn average. How much do you weigh? Slightly personal question, but I will answer this one. I want to be honest with you, guys, and I do want weight loss to be another thing that I look at in the future, especially now I'm getting to the point when I'm looking for careers and all of that jubbins. I am currently just over 15 stone. I have lost about a stone since January, thanks to going to the gym with one of my best friends, who we don't really go that often, which is really bad. I kind of did the classic bomb it for a month and then just kind of went, nah, it's alright, I'll go next week. So yeah, weight loss goal in the future. Question number 6, do you have any tattoos? I do, and I will show them to you now. I have one on my wrist, which is this one here. This one's 3 birds, and it basically came from when my nan told me a story when I was younger, of 3 birds, and I won't bore you with the story, but it was a family sentimental story, and I thought for a first tattoo it would be a nice idea. I also have one on my leg on my right am I right? Ankle, which is just a black outline of an iris, which I will magic book that shit for you again. Question number 7. Do you have any piercings? The only thing I have pierced is my ears. Not that I really wear earrings very often. I tend to only wear earrings if I'm going on a night out or if I'm on holiday. General day-to-day wear, I think generally because I always have my Pandora bracelets and I always have the 2 rings that I have on my finger here. I don't tend to wear much more jewellery than that on a day-to-day basis. Question number 8. What is your one true pairing? Me and my boyfriend. That's what you're meant to say apparently. But no, in the world of bloggers and vloggers, my true pairing would probably be Jim Chapman, just because he is hilarious and I find all of his videos incredibly funny, and yeah, I'm one for the tall guys, if you hadn't told from my videos of Pete, when you will see how tall he actually is. Ironically, him and Jim are the same height, so it's destined to be on a blogging internet level. I always had this kind of creepy obsession when I was younger with Harry Potter and shipping Ron and Hermione in that. I was never really a fan of the whole Ginny, Harry thing. It was a bit not on my level, but I was definitely a Ron fan. I wanted him to get the girl kind of thing. Question number 9. What is your favourite show? At the moment I would say Pretty Little Liars. I am obsessed with it. I am currently on season 5 and was actually watching it last night while I was doing this on my blog. Question number 10. What are your favourite brands? Bit vague, I thought, this question, so I would like to list a couple for you. As far as makeup goes, I would say either MAC, which is the foundation that I'm using today, or I really do like my Max Factor products at the moment. I think they really complement my skin. Fashion-wise, new look. I'm liking a lot of the stuff on boohoo.com at the moment, especially for the up and coming spring with all the tassels and the floral prints. The other things, probably home interiors. Baytree Interiors that I found in Harrogate is such a lovely place and I'm really liking it at the moment. But I'm also finding a lot of things, like just like little bits and bobs to the house, trinkets kind of things from Dunelm at the moment, which I am in love with, and they're such good value and the sales are incredible there at the moment. What is something you miss? Childhood. I wish on a daily basis that I could just be a carefree high school student again and not have anything to worry about. Bills, rent, not a fan. Trying to find a job, not a fan. Definitely, I miss being at school. I want to be a child again and have no responsibility for the rest of my life. What is your favourite song? I have 2 favourite songs at the moment. The first one would be Breeze Blocks by Alt J, which I have loved ever since it came out. It's a massive, I wouldn't say an anthem because it's not really an anthem, but for me personally it's an anthem. I listen to it so much, and I'm also really loving Hosier's Take Me to Church. That is such a good song and it's different from all the other music that I think is out there at the moment, and I am loving that song at the moment. How old are you? I am 24. I really wish I wasn't. I am 25 in August this year, which, if you're watching this in some parallel universe or at some freaky time in the future, that is 2015. What is your zodiac sign? As I was born at the start of August, on August 5th, I am a powerful lion. I am a Leo. Not that I'm really much like a Leo, I'm a bit of a wimp really, but I had blonde hair when I was little, so we'll go with that. What quality do you look for in a partner? You've seen Pete. Looks clearly aren't my thing. No, he is beautiful. But I do like a sense of humour. Someone who's as immature as me, but can also be responsible and is, I won't say a man's man because Pete's not a man's man. I do tend to go for the geeky types. yes, I do like my geeks. I would quite happily go out with any member of Hat Films. Not sure if you know who Hat Films are, but any of them, my kind of men. I'm not one for the muscles. What is your favourite quote? My favourite quote, and one that I've also used on my blog, is one that really was kind of like the pinnacle of cheering me up when I went through a bit of a rough patch in my life. And it was when I first started reading blogs. I started reading Louise Watson's blog, Sprinkle of Glitter. She had a quote on there that was, "Big things often have small beginnings," which is so true. It was one of those things that I kind of was at a point in my life that I felt that I wasn't really achieving a lot, and you know, I dropped out of uni and I was planning on restarting again, and I hadn't got much money and I hadn't got a very good job, and it really was looking at that and going, but if I progress in this, I can make big things happen. Who is your favourite actor? At the moment, I'm really loving Emma Stone, fashion-wise and acting-wise. I love all the films she's in, just the general genre of films that she's in, especially things like Easy A, that are just really good girly films you can just stick on with your friends. And I think personality-wise, I would like to be Emma Stone. She's very sort of out there, yet really down to earth as well. What is your favourite colour? I like turquoise. Turquoise, kind of like greeny blues, kind of sea colours. I love those colours at the moment, although I am a bit partial to like a pastel kind of pink as well, or like a candy pink. Yeah, we'll go with those two. Do you prefer loud music or soft? I think this really depends what mood I'm in. If I'm driving, I prefer loud music, or if I'm just like chilling at home, I prefer soft music. I tend to like kind of relaxing music, like I said before, with Take Me to Church and Breeze Blocks, but I blast that out. I will blast that out at any time of the day. Where do you go when you're sad? I'm one of these people that tends to, like, if I'm sad, I really want a cup of tea and I want to just curl up in a ball with a blanket on my sofa, or get into bed and watch videos. Or sometimes if I get a bit anxious when I'm out, or I kind of feel a bit stressed, I like to just get a coffee and just sit outside and just watch the world go by and pretend like I just don't give a shit. How long does it take you in the shower? This generally depends on what I'm doing. Not in a weird way. If I am just washing my hair, and just sort of having a quick shower before bed, it'll generally take me 10 minutes max. Or sometimes if I am, you know, doing all the shaving and the hair mask and all that kind of stuff, it takes about 20 minutes, but it generally doesn't take longer than that. I'm not a very long in the shower kind of person, but I do tend to like taking baths, and I will spend at least an hour in the bath. I'm really bad for doing stuff like that. How long does it take you to get ready in the morning? Once again, anywhere between half an hour and an hour, depends what I'm doing. Days like today, when I washed my hair last night and just stuck it up so it's still slightly damp from yesterday, 20 minutes. It really just depends. Have you ever been in a physical fight? No. Violence does not solve anything. It really doesn't. I have seen a physical fight though. My friends when we were in Malia, they had a bit of a, I wouldn't say a fist fight, it was more sort of one kick the other one. And it's not good. It doesn't do anything. It's silly. There is no reason at any point in anyone's life they should be in a fist fight. What is a turn on? Blue eyes. I love guys with blue eyes. And I'm one for the dimples as well. Like when you smile, I kind of ish have one on this side. Little dimples. I love them. They're so cute. Not that Pete has them, but blue eyes. He's got the blue eyes. He's halfway there. What is a turn off? Cockiness. I hate cocky guys. Guys that, I find this especially when I'm in a group of friends, because I'm like the fat friend. A lot of guys will kind of be around all my friends and be like, oh, we love you, yeah. And I'll just be the fat friend in the corner, because apparently my personality doesn't mean jack all to cocky guys, and they would rather just talk to the girls that they thought were pretty, despite how vapid they are. Not that any of my friends are vapid, they are all beautiful, lovely people, but you get the general gist. Yeah, especially when I was in Malia, I was very much the outsider, because the hulky Mancunians did not like the fat friend. What is the reason you joined YouTube? Really, the reason I joined was a bit of a confidence boost. It's kind of one thing that I've really wanted to do, as well as starting a blog for years and years and years, and have never had the confidence to do it. Watching tons and tons of YouTubers and bloggers, and writing all my stuff down in books for years and years and years, and finally I just thought to myself, when I found out that one of my good friends, who was also a blogger, had started doing it and had built herself up a little fan base, and I thought, you know, I want to do that. I want to share my stuff. I don't want it just to be to myself. I want my hours and hours of writing stuff down and planning videos to actually be there and to give to people. What are your fears? The general fears, you know, heights, spiders. Well, I'm not really afraid of spiders, I just don't like ones that are big and move fast. But my main fear is a little bit embarrassing. It is completely irrational, and it is zombies. I, honest to God, believe that they could be real. They will invade and they will attack, and I will get eaten. I know I will get eaten. Which all stemmed from when I was 9 years old, watching a Halloween special of The Simpsons. As embarrassing as that is, I wouldn't go into my room for about 4 months. I refused, and I sat on the landing and I cried, and since that day I have been petrified of zombies. I can't watch any zombie films, not even the comedy ones. Even Shaun of the Dead, where they move really, really slow, I can't watch it. I panic, I hyperventilate, and I cry. I am the worst with zombie films. Next question is, what was the last thing that made you cry? Ironically. The last thing that made me cry was, at the moment my nan's quite ill, and the last thing that made me cry was when I went to see her just before I came back up to Leeds after I'd been down to see my mum, for when I went to the Harry Potter tour. She at the moment doesn't really know who people are, and when I went to see her, that was the first day that she's never actually known who I am, so that was the last thing that set me off. What was the last time you said you loved someone? Well, I say to Pete, but I don't really think that matters, because that's just like, oh, love you, kind of, woo, relationship. The last person I truly said it to was my mum on Mother's Day. What is the meaning behind your YouTube name? It's the name my parents gave me. That's about it. And what was the last book you read? The last book I read was Mark Haddon's The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime, which I actually got my parents theatre tickets to go and see the play version of in May. It's a fantastic book. It just, I'm not even going to explain it to you. You have to read it. It's one of those that you just have to read to understand. The next question, what book are you currently reading? I am currently reading a book, and I can't remember the author because once again I forgot to go and have a look. It's a book that I got from Oxfam, and it's called Fred and Edie, and it's about people in the 1920s, and I love that kind of stuff, all that kind of era, the 1920s, I just love, and I'm not that far in, I'm only a couple of chapters in, so we'll see if it gets good. It's going good, it's going good so far, we'll see how it goes. What was the last show you watched? I watched Pretty Little Liars last night while writing this on my blog. And who was the last person you spoke to? I last spoke to my boyfriend before he went to work this morning, which is sadly the thing that I said on my blog as well, when he got back from work last night. But I mean, that's in real life. I have texted other people as well, but in real life I spoke to my boyfriend last. What is your favourite food? I am in love with chocolate bourbons. On a sweet level, chocolate bourbons, the best biscuits ever created by man. On a savoury level, I'm very much more like Chinese food, Thai food, kind of not really spicy food, but aromatic food. Get the dictionaries out, guys. The next question, what is one place you want to visit? I would love to go back to Thailand. Any Asian country I would love to visit. I went to Thailand when I was 13, I believe, and my cousin lives in Japan, and I love the culture and I love the food, and I'd really love to go back. Although I am going to LA with a couple of other bloggers that I met on Twitter. We are going to LA next March, and I'm really, really excited about it. It's going to be the best holiday vlogging thing ever, and I'm really looking forward to meeting some new people as well. What is the last place you went? The last place I went was in 2013, which is highly depressing, which was when I went to Malia on one of these 18 to 30 holidays. That was fantastic, but it's not something that I would really do again. Not in the 18 to 30 club anyway. Not a fan. What was... Do you have a crush? Apart from my boyfriend, I am really partial to Jude Law, and I know that sounds like a really weird thing, but it's the accent. The accent with Jude Law just... Oh, that accent does it for me. When was the last time you kissed someone? I kissed my boyfriend before he went to work this morning. Nice and simple. Yeah. When was the last time you were insulted? I actually got insulted a couple of days ago when I was driving back up from Wolverhampton to Leeds, and I got sworn at by someone who was driving past because they wanted to go 100,000 miles down the motorway, and I was in their way apparently. Despite doing over 75 miles an hour, I wasn't going quick enough for them, and the lorries were clearly non-existent. What is your favourite flavour of sweet? I really like American hard gums. Any flavour with that I'm fine with. But I also really like the dark kind of purpley wine gums. They're really nice. And green Skittles. Green Skittles. Anything apple flavoured, to be fair. I love apple flavour, strawberry flavour, any flavour, food, not fussed. What instruments do you play? When I was in school, I played the clarinet. I did that to grade 6. I also kind of dabbled a little bit on my granddad's keyboard, and I also attempted to play guitar, although I never really got very far with that. Yeah, I don't really play them much anymore, which is kind of depressing in a way, but I don't have the time. What is your favourite piece of jewellery? I have shown you already my Pandora bracelets and my rings. They are my favourite. They are all sentimental, and I never ever ever take them off. What was the last sport you played? I went to a bowling competition in Sheffield. Was the last sport I played, and yes, it is a sport. Honest. They do... Brownies? We don't go to brownies? If this is the brownie salute, please let me know, because I can't remember from when I was younger, but brownie scout on a thing. 46. We're almost there, guys, don't worry. What was the last song you sang? I did an absolutely beautiful rendition of Taylor Swift, Blank Space in My Car, and I screamed that out of the windows. I love that song at the moment. What is your favourite chat-up line? I love cheesy chat-up lines. Anyone, doesn't matter what it is. If it's cheesy, I'm all over it. I'm like, oh, yes, you are my new best friend. 48, have you ever used it? I think I've never used a chat-up line in my life. Never. I'm not confident enough to use chat-up lines, or clever enough, or humorous enough. What was the last time you hung out with someone? Yesterday I watched Fort Boyard, which I love, best programme in the world, with my friend Jez, who is staying over at the moment, who has been in Sweden for ages, and it's really nice to see him again. So yeah, we've just been having a couple of days just hanging out. Yeah, Fort Boyard. Thumbs up for Fort Boyard. And the last question, whoop whoop, we made it. Who should answer these questions next? I don't like all these chain things. Like, I'm all up for it if it's like charity. I'll fill in your chain and send it on or whatever you have to do. But, you know, if you want to do it, you can do it. I'm not going to force you to do it. If you want to answer any questions, if you've got a funny story, answer in the comments down below. And, yeah. Thank you for sticking with me for such a long video. I do apologise. If you liked what you saw and would like to see more tags, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to get more videos from myself.